Now it's time to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world. And to do that will be our in-house queen, Adesua Omoran.
Okay, that's a new one.
Over to you, queen.
Thank you. Dr.
The queen of Edo Kingdom.
The lady over here, you. He said. Very quickly, the front page of this day, the paper of records, row grows over Bishop Kukah's criticism of Buhari at Christmas, presidential aid, Northern Group, SMBLF, can Catholic Church take sides? And NNPC records 222.3 billion naira gross revenue in November. That's above the nameplate this morning. And of course, the PDP directs our Saraki committee to reconcile Makinde fire share, some political read in this day this morning. Moving on to the leadership. It's a striking image dedicated to the late chairman of the Leadership Group Limited, Kakaki Nupe, chairman, Leadership Group, Sam and Isaiah, laid to rest after days of stirring tributes from. You have all the names listed and, of course, a website link for more tributes for those interested. And, of course, fake drugs. NAFDAC shuts down 6 pharmaceutical firms. Those are the boldest headlines on the front page of Leadership this morning. Moving on to the New Telegraph, where it's also reporting the row between the Catholic Church and how CAN is backing Bishop Kukah and is asking Arewa youths as they kick. And Northern groups seek clerics' arrest over incitement. SMBLF to presidency. You can't silence voice of truth. And of course, the gridlock in Apapa is also taking headlines this morning. Lagos takes over Apapa Port's traffic control. Sanwo-Olu vows to eliminate extortionist cabal. Operators bicker over congestion. And of course, Lagos State is reporting that travelers purchase fake COVID-19 results. The next front page this morning is the Daily Independent. It is also reporting that congestion, bribery, storage costs worsen importers' woes. To move goods from port to warehouse in Lagos costs 1.5 million naira. I think that's what Rotus spoke about this morning. But don't wait to see dead bodies to believe COVID-19 exists. That's according to the Nigerian Medical Association. The GDP, IMF ranks Nigeria first in Africa, 26th in the world. That's some cheering news. And of course, summons. We didn't apologize to Buhari, says reps. Scandal at Ikoyi Passport Office, over 111 personnel posting in one day. The Guardian is bucking the trend. Person of the year is the front page this morning. Our messengers of hope. And a picture of this particular individual, who is now known to be the flag boy during the NSAS protest. And other headlines there: gunmen kill 2, abduct 50 in Katsina. Disturbing. Cross River security outfit arrests 25 kidnappers, armed robbers. And of course, Kukah's anti-nepotism sermon divides the North. The Punch says federal government, National Assembly consider UK-US flights ban next week. Lawmakers ministry holding meetings considering all options, says Senate committee chair. And fresh ban can hurt the economy. That's according to stakeholders, as Lagos goes after fake COVID-19 certificate sellers. Above the nameplates, Kukah receives backing. Catholic says bishops attackers agents of evil. National Assembly transmit 13.5 trillion naira budget to Buhari. Kidnappers threatened matching me to Zamfara, says Ekiti businessman who was abducted. And many other headlines on the front page of The Punch this morning. Let's go to The Nation, where it is also reporting that Kukah's attack on Buhari draws more flack and backing. COVID-19, Lagos opens 10 oxygen centers, 23 die in Lagos-bound truck accident. And of course, Man United to dump Igalo for Cavani. And Fidelity Bank gets 3 non-executive directors. IMF rates Nigeria GDP top in Africa. It's 26th globally. And finally, to the Daily Trust. Buhari yet to assent to 2021 budget. January to December cycle threatened. We are studying documents, says the presidency, as reps deny apologizing over Buhari invitation. How COVID-19 #EndSARS shapes 2020 judicial year. And of course, Murik kicks as Khan saw the Middle Belt elders back Kukah. These are the recurring headlines on the front pages this morning.
Quite a lot you have there, but, you know, given the constraint of time, I would like to comment on our brother, our colleague, Simon Isaiah,
yes,
who was buried yesterday. He was a member of our community, and he was a man, I mean, from the tributes that you have seen, a man who made great impact within a very short time within the journalism profession. And it was all the more interesting considering the fact that he even trained as a pharmacist at the then University of Ife, which later became Obafemi Awolowo University. But his own father was actually a journalist. And one of the remarkable things about life is how children follow in their father's footsteps. So from pharmacy, after practicing for a few years, he became a columnist with the Daily Trust newspaper. And it was at the Daily Trust that he gained prominence as a columnist and as an editorial board member. And he went on later to establish Leadership Confidential, and also later Leadership newspaper. There have been many tributes. There is even a book in his honor, which was brought out yesterday, Simon Isaiah, Not the Last Word, a collection of tributes, edited by Aniebo Nwamu, Jonathan Nda Isaiah, and Azu Ishekwene, with a foreword by Mr. Nduka Obagbena, the chairman of the This Day Group and Arise Media Group. But I guess the biggest, tribute that can be paid in his memory was his point in his lifetime about big ideas. He was a man who consistently argued that Nigeria needed big ideas, a new way of thinking to be able to move this country forward. And he was a patriot, and I hope that Jonathan, his brother, and the Nda Isaiah family, as we commiserate with them, will see the need to sustain his legacy, not just in terms of his ideas, but also in terms of the institution which he created to promote journalism and to provide opportunities, for many persons who, benefited from his large-heartedness. He was young. He was 58. He will be greatly missed.
I mean, Dr. Abati, one word that I always, remember he'll say as a patriot and that characterized the essence of Simon Isaiah himself, and I'm sure that's the logo of his newspaper, was for God and for country. And I hope that that spirit resonates in the minds of every Nigerian today, that anything we do, really, we do for God and for the betterment and the vitality of our country, because that was what he truly represented, for God and for country. In his articles, in his columns, you see, a lot of people need to understand that criticism is not really the air of partisanship, they call it, or regime change, as some people want to call it. Why we do these things is because we love our country. We love our country and we have, different ideas on how to make it grow. But those ideas must be ventilated. It's not that we don't love or the leadership or something. We can disagree. But what is most important is that we love our country so much and we want it to do well. And in the process of doing well, we will disagree. We will disagree about steps and patterns and ideas of making it do well. I remember the words of John McCain when he was giving his concession speech after he lost to Barack Obama. And the woman started to boo Barack Obama when he mentioned Barack Obama. And John McCain said, no, don't boo him. He's a good man, great family man. He just has different ideas on how to make the country great, just like I have. So we have difference of ideas, and that's where, criticism, constructive, will come in. Nobody wants to pull this country down. It's all for the love of God and for our country.
Indeed, and I think for me, the message, the takeaway from all of these tributes I've seen, because I never met the man in person, is that it's not how long, but how well that, you've impacted. And you've rightly said it all. He will be greatly missed.
And talking about criticism, it was quite a thorn in the flesh of the Obasanjo administration in those days when, You know, he opposed the politics of third term, and he used his platform to promote progressive causes. And at a point, he even ran for the presidency of Nigeria, but he failed at the primaries level. And he was a very good friend of President Buhari, you know, and he had friends from all over. Yes, he will be greatly missed.
I had the pleasure of being about the last person to interview him on Arise.
Wow.